Just minutes away from kickoff, Eagles-Cowboys, news breaking. Christian McCaffrey sitting out with a calf injury, limited with the calf injury today, popping up with the calf injury. All of a sudden, the hours before, not even an hour, less than an hour before week number 1 kicks off, and now we have a last-second calf injury report for Christian McCaffrey. We're talking about that and more. Of course, we're talking Philly, Dallas kickoff. This is going to be an amazing night tonight. What a matchup. Will it be a defensive battle? Will it be a high-scoring, high-octane second half? And Christian McCaffrey, what in the hell is everyone going to do that drafted this guy? Ma, cancel the meatloaf. We got a long night ahead of us.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Live whenever news breaks, and boy, is news breaking right this very second. We're talking about within about 4 minutes ago, Christian McCaffrey news broke that he has a calf injury and was limited today in practice. Now, there's a chance that this is just soreness that he gets over and it's not a big deal, but probably going to be something that we have to worry extensively about. Why? The calf injury is an alarm bell of the Achilles tendon. Not always. You have a calf injury doesn't mean you're going to rupture your Achilles tendon. But as an older player with the mileage that Christian McCaffrey has, like I've said all season long, all offseason long, he has bilateral chronic Achilles tendonitis. It's not his fault. And just so people don't think I'm a callous person, let's give Christian McCaffrey a standing ovation for being such an amazing person, player, and all of the greatness he brought to the fantasy football space. I mean, we love Christian McCaffrey. We're not here celebrating injuries, but this is about trying to avoid a risk. This channel is about helping you win. So first, before we start digging into this, McCaffrey, we do appreciate you. Okay, we love Christian McCaffrey. This is not a show full of hate or tearing down a player or celebrating or trying to take victory laps. And there's no lap to be taken yet because this is all we've got. Limited, sat out with a calf injury, limited. But this is chronic bilateral Achilles tendonitis. You have people that just want to just, I don't know, close their mind and turn their brain off when it comes to, he'll be fine. What's the phrase we kept hearing people say to us over and over and over? Just over and over and over. Is my megaphone even ready? Hey, Smitty, when he's on the field and healthy, he's the best player in football. We've heard people say it. We've heard people say when you're drafting in an underdog contest of $1 million or any sort of contest for $1 million, you're going to draft for upside. So you'll draft McCaffrey because you're swinging for upside. All these people telling you, not my people, but you hear it and it's influential when you hear it over and over. When he's on the field, he's the best player. When he's on the field, he's not going to be on. That's the whole point. And if you're drafting in $1 million contest, even more of a reason to go get somebody that's going to have a higher likelihood of staying on the field. And I told Ma, cancel that meatloaf. We got a long night ahead of us. Order some wings. No meatloaf. Ma! So here we are discussing yet again another calf injury for Christian McCaffrey. Even if he escapes this, even if Niner emoji, Niner fan, that looks like a Niner rocket. That looks like a Niner profile rocket. Come on. CMC calf soreness is nothing burger. I bet you hope that's true. I bet some of you that drafted McCaffrey 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 overall, because no one drafted him 8 overall. The last month and a half, he's been going 7, 6, or 5. I bet you a lot of you that drafted McCaffrey at 7, 6, or 5 overall are very much in the boat of, it's fine. Your voice is cracking. Your voice is hitting those octaves that you haven't hit since high school. You know, pre-high school, maybe right around freshman year. It's fine. Right? McCaffrey will be okay. McCaffrey's not probably going to be okay. Steve, you might want to sit down and take a load off, because it might be a long season for you already. You better have cuffed both Garendo and Brian Robinson Jr. Problem for a lot of you McCaffrey drafters. Brian Robinson Jr. was not a part of this equation back when you drafted. You probably do not have the handcuff. And the thing is, Garendo, I've said this. I told my boy Raj, go follow my boy Raj, RSF 49ers on Instagram. This is my boy. We talk about, we got kind of in a little bit of a heated debate on IG the other night, and I said, Garendo, even with his own community was blasting me. Just blasting me. Hundreds of people just going, Smitty, you don't know ball, you don't know this, that. And I got a fierce debate with the Niner community about Niner players. I'm not even ripping on the player I'm talking about. I'm saying Garendo is 10 times the athlete and 10 times the player that Brian Robinson Jr. is. Brian Robinson Jr. might seem more reliable because he hasn't been shoved into the system to get injured. Everyone that plays in the system gets injured. Everybody that plays it for Shanahan gets injured. And there's a whole lot of reasons why for that. But Shanahan, his system specifically, the way they don't stretch, which comes from Raj's mouth, who is at the head of the biggest Niner community on planet Earth over on Instagram. So he tells me he thinks they don't stretch enough. He tells me during that Denver game, he's watching Denver come out and they sit down like a high school track team on the field and stretch for 45, 50 minutes. And the Niners come out and go, all right, let's go. And you tell me there aren't some correlations here why the Niner players keep getting hurt. Now, this guy is a different breed. He does kind of do his own thing on the sideline. He warms up by himself. He stretches by himself. He gets in his chamber by himself. He eats a certain way. This guy is a marvel, and he takes care of his body really better than anybody in the National Football League. He better damn sure keep continuing to do that if he does have a shot at playing a lot of games this year. We don't know if McCaffrey is out for week 1. We don't know if McCaffrey has anything more than some soreness in the calf. But again, when you're talking about an older player that has the kind of mileage that this man has, that's red flag number 1. And he has calf soreness on top of having all the mileage, red flag number 2. The calf injury for an older player, even specifically, is a warning sign, an alarm bell, sounding that cranking alarm. Sounding the alarm that there's a problem. The alarm bell of the calf is a sort of alarm bell missile signal that just says, take shelter. There's something going on downstairs in the Achilles tendon, and I'm letting you know. Calf injury to Aaron Rodgers, boom, walks out, boom. Halliburton in the NBA, as well as so many other NBA players, calf strain, calf tightness, goes out, boom. Christian McCaffrey with bilateral chronic, meaning it's not going away, chronic Achilles tendonitis. He's going to go out there with calf soreness? I don't think so. They'll pull him immediately, and if they don't, he's getting injured. So, as it stands right now, he's either going to risk the biscuit, go out there with calf soreness leading into week 1, and Lord knows what happens if that happens. Or they say, pull the plug, get Brian Robinson Jr. out there. Gee, I wonder why Brian Robinson Jr. was acquired so quickly. Is it possible that this was known, that there was a little bit of a tingle in the calf, and now he's just sitting out? I don't know. He didn't seem to be having an issue. I believe he had a full designation practice the game or the day prior, yesterday. So I don't think that's the case, but you do wonder because we don't trust Shanahan anymore. And this is wild. This is crazy. You're better than chewing on some Cav report. Well, you know what? You don't even have to be here then, bro. No one's asking you to be here. I'm sorry that your precious number 5 or number 6 overall pick has a calf soreness, but you're better than chewing on a sore calf report. Gee, let's ask the room. Is this news, people? You let me know. Let's see if all the people throw a thumb up emoji, a fire emoji, an eggplant emoji, whatever emoji signifies that this is important enough to talk about at a screaming voice level, or are we like this guy who says this isn't a big deal? Let's just put a blindfold on. Let's just walk straight into the darkness that is week one. The same thing that happened last year. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Why are you even here? If you don't like good news, if you don't want to know what's ahead of the curve, if you don't want to be told from the jump what's going on, then why are you even here? Go watch a Mickey Mouse show. Go watch a Mickey Mouse show that's going to tell you, don't worry about it. He's the best player on the field when he's on the field. And on top of that, last time, this is Christian McCaffrey. We're supposed to ignore something like this. This is Christian McCaffrey. Bob, are you going to take him early? Yeah, Steve, because when he's on the field, you play for upside, right? Or why not draft a guy named Ashton Genty that has the same upside, if not more upside, that's a young spring chicken? Oh, Smitty, why in the world would Smitty, he's better than this. He's better than Smitty. You're so much better than this. Why would you come in on a calf injury report that everybody and their mother's reporting? It's all over Twitter. No one's even talking about the game. Why would you come in here? You're better than this. Why are you chewing on this, Smitty? Chew on it. I'll chew on it and spit it out. Why are you here? Why would you be here if this wasn't the biggest news we've had almost the entire month? This is the biggest news, well, in 4 days. This is the biggest news we've had in 2 months. Maybe, could be, might be the biggest news of the entire offseason. And I'm supposed to chew on something else? I'm supposed to walk into this live stream and go, nothing to see here, when we called it the entire way, when we said this would happen, when we said get us a coffee. I don't even drink coffee, but I want you to go get me a coffee and bring it to me so I can dump it out and step on it, because I'm not drinking it, but you're going to get it anyway. Eagles running out of the tunnel. The Dallas Cowboys look so good watching Dak Prescott and the boys, and seeing specifically CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. These two gentlemen, these two phenoms, are going to make Dak Prescott look like a baller. And if Dak can't do it, guess who can? Joe Milton. We don't even drink coffee. Go get us a coffee. Go do it. Christian McCaffrey, if you're just checking in, calf injury already. Hope you got Brian Robinson Jr. and Isaac Guerrero and Jordan James and whoever else is going to end up starting a game or two. And I'm telling you right now, I got in a heated debate. I started to say this. I got in a heated debate with my boy Raj. And I said, hey, Raj, Guerrero's the better running back by a country mile. And him and his community, which I love the Niner community. I love Raj. I love the community. But they were roasting me, saying, no, it's not. It's Brian Robinson Jr. I'm like, why am I arguing with the Niner fan base right now about which Niner's better? And I'm getting roasted because I like Guerrero better. Guerrero's 10 times the player that Brian Robinson Jr. is. Brian Robinson Jr. couldn't stay in the lineup. He couldn't even hang on to the number 2 job in Washington. Why is this guy? I don't understand at all. But go follow my boy Raj. Love my boy Raj. Love his community. Love the Niner community. As a whole, the Niner community in general sees me as a positive person because I'm always talking up Niner players. I'm also critically talking down Kyle Shanahan's techniques and his system and how he injures all of his players. But I do love the offensive mind and the scheme artist that is Kyle Shanahan. But that's it. He's a horrible head coach. He's a great offensive coordinator. And if you say, Smitty, what are you saying? He brings them to an NFC championship or a Super Bowl X time out of X times. What are you talking about? That's his offensive coordinating. That's like saying a very, very strong arm player that can throw the ball further than anybody. Yeah, you can throw a ball, but is he a good quarterback? There's a big difference between being a good head coach and doing what you do over and over and over again. Rinse and repeat. Take your foot off the gas during big games. Your team gets there because of your offensive mind, and then you fail them in the big game. Your team gets there, you assemble a great coaching tree. There's a lot that goes on that Shanahan is amazing at. but most everything comes down to that he's a great offensive mind and a very bad coach and decision maker. This is big, huge news. Let's get to the super chats. We also have just a few pieces of news here that is broke. This right here, oh man, look, you know what? These number changes can be a little frustrating, but I do like this one. This is RJ Harvey's new number, 12 instead of 37, and I gotta say I like it. It looks good. It looks different. It looks fresh. He looks sleek. He looks quick. It's easier to tell between him and JK now, 27, 37. I didn't like that, to be honest with you. I see a 12, and I see a 12 in the end zone. I see a Freddy Krueger type video coming downstream maybe in a day or so. Maybe 24 hours, we've got a 1, 2, Harvey's coming for you. 3, 4, he's knocking at your door. I see it right now. Harvey 1, 2, 1, 2. Give him 12 plus touchdowns this year on the ground. I can see it right now. There's too much going for us right here. This 1, 2 thing, and then we got the 2s, the 12s. The 2s are all over the place. The HHH and Associates.
Call HHH and Associates.
Double E squared.
Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
E squared changing his number to number 2. We got Harvey changing his number to 12. I'm liking it. I'm digging the change. This is a positive one. I love the look of this. When have we seen a running back with 12 jumping into the end zone 12 times a season? So that's going to be awesome. What are the odds that this guy outscores this guy? How many touchdowns does this guy have? How many games does this guy miss? 1, 2, 2, 3. I wonder what this is going to look like at the end of the year. Drop what you feel inside the chat. This is crazy. 1, 2, 2, 3. I don't know what I'm looking at here, but I see a 12 and I like it. I see a 12 and I think it looks pretty good. I see a 12 and I'm getting excited. I mean, this is just a good look. It's a good omen. It's a good vibe. Christian McCaffrey, this is awful news. This is awful news. Don't want to sit here and say we told you so. And nothing's for sure yet. But we just know this ain't good news. It ain't good news at all. Jefferson not listed on the injury report. That's good news. We do have some good news here and there. So we'll report on everything real quickly, then answer these super chats. This is a news report. Achane was limited Thursday with the calf. You could say, Smitty, why aren't you as worried about this situation? No one's saying I'm not worried, but they're already saying he says he's 100%. He's been limited, but he's already been cleared of being 100%. So this is more of he's just resting before, kickoff. That's all it is. Tomorrow he'll probably be a full participant. Very different too when you're talking about mileage that this guy's had and a calf concern. And Achane, who's never really had anything, and he's got calf soreness. Very, very different way to look at these things. JJ, as I mentioned, not on the injury report. There's another report right there on it, just to confirm and let you know what's going on the JJ front. It's so wild to me that people are in here trying to act like this isn't a big deal. Tyreek Hill, oblique and calf remain limited, and he's an older player. So there's very much a higher chance of an Achilles tear off of a calf injury with the older player versus the younger player. Not that it's out of the question, but that's what we're dealing with right now. Kickoff to this game. But by the way, there's just so much underdog goodness out there that I would love for you guys to partake in the hires and the lowers. Here we go. Underdog, play 5, get 50. Underdog promo code Smitty. I'm going to drop the link. We draft pretty much at midnight every single night. Hit that link right there and sign up on Underdog. But there's so many awesome. So even the draft, right? You get this gimme pick. You better hurry because you get this gimme pick of Barkley where it's a gimme pick. It's 1 yard and you win. And you couple this with 3 or 4 other hires and you're just that much closer to glory. But there are a few things that I 100% love on Underdog right now. Love these calls. Let me send this to my screen and you guys can tell me what you think. This one is $8 gets you 9,000. Some of this is just crazy. And I just want everybody to take a look at these hires before anything begins. or even if you don't, include anything tonight, you can still do many of these, if not all of these on this one. Let me show you. This is Underdog. These hires. Look at this. Your champions picks are in. Let's go. $8 if I get all of these correct wins $9,000. Tail this with me. Ollie Gordon 0.5, so 1 touchdown. He scores a touchdown on the first TD score on this one. First touchdown score. This is what makes this ticket. This is what makes this set of contest picks amazing. Because if he's the first TD scorer, it multiplies it all. So that's the only high-risk piece that I have here. Emeka Egbuka, 57 yards higher. Bucky Irving, over 68 yards. Malik Neighbors, 70 yards. Trevion Henderson, 40 yards. Genty, 68 yards. Brock Bowers, 65 yards. Travis Hunter, 48 yards. So that's what you need on that. Let's get to these super chats. I hope no one's asking like a last-second question because, we come in here with like 30 minutes to spare. It's going to be hard to get them all. CMC takes care of his body better than anyone, says MSQ. Doesn't matter. Nice try. But I appreciate the super chat. Nice try. Jerry Jeudy, Devontae Smith, or Harrison Jr. Sorry to get to this right after kickoff. I would have said to you, Devontae Smith is probably my pick. I hope you went Devontae Smith. I've been touting him all week long as a guy I really think is going to have a good year. We have a $2 blank super chat. Appreciate that. We've already got an injury on the field. It's an Eagle player. I'll let you know. It does not look happy. He looks very, very angry, which kind of makes me think he knows that something is devastatingly wrong. Let's see if it's it looks like was it Washington? Oh yeah, that looks like an Achilles tendon potential or what? No, was it ace? Looks like ACL, Achilles tendon, or some sort of calf injury. But he immediately fell to the ground, and he does not look happy. So prayers up for number 43. Which running back to drop for Thornton, Blue or Brashard Smith? Probably Blue right now because he's inactive in this game, but I don't know if you can even do that at this point. Then you got to drop Brashard Smith. But you got to get Thornton right now anyway, so I'd probably make that move. What was Hansen saying about CMC again? Well, he did say as long as he's on the field. He did preface it. Thanks for telling us to avoid Christian McCaffrey. Much appreciated. You're welcome, pal. I do what I can. It's not even out of the woods. We're not like in the woods yet, let alone out of the woods. Healing Nature, appreciate you. But Smitty, the other show said he's the number one when healthy. He's always, when he's on the field, he's on the field. Smitty, the standard. No one does it better. Thank you, pal. Appreciate you. We do what we can. We do it live. Boosh, appreciate you. Trade Nico for Henry and Pickens. I don't know if you can accept it now, but I would probably say, yeah, you definitely in redraft will want to have the duo. However, if you didn't get to pull it off in time, and you could accept it and it goes through next week, just make sure you don't lose Pickens. And then, you technically can still do it. Flex Harvey, Hendy, or Pickens. Again, last second, guys, be careful on with 20 minutes left, and we're doing a beginning of a breaking news show to ask a question that's going to not maybe get answered in time. I'm sorry about this. Harvey, Hendy, or Pickens. I would have probably said I'd have a real tough time in full PPR not going Pickens tonight. But I would find a way to play both. If you went Hendy, I feel really good about Hendy. So I'd say it's nearly a lock, so don't feel bad. I would have wavered on it, to be honest with you. But I think Pickens is safe in full PPR. Nico for Henderson and Pickens. I would go Pickens and Henderson over just Nico. And if you can accept that still, you should be able to still accept it. It just depends on what happens. Start Dak or Kyler. I would have went Dak Prescott. But either way, it's a tough matchup for sure. So it's not like it's an easy call. Trevion Henderson and Golden for RJ Harvey and Egbuka. I would rather have RJ Harvey and Egbuka by quite a bit. So drop Woody for Garendo. Woody Marks. I don't know. We don't know if Garendo is even going to be the backup for very, it might take him weeks. It might take Brian Robinson Jr. 2 or 3 games to get hurt. Get him, Smitty. Thank you for CMC report. You bet. Appreciate you. This here, we're watching this game. It's still on hold with an injury situation. Literally the first 6 seconds. This is crazy. We got multiple injuries. Multiple It looks like multiple Eagle injuries. Drop my backup QB for Ollie. Running backs are now Gibbs, Genty. Love it. Love it. Ollie Gordon to the moon. Handoff to Javonte. Looking pretty spry. I got to say, that's the first offensive play. Feels great. Feels great. Football is back, baby. Football is back. We're doing it live. Football is back.
Let him cook.
Back. Woo! Woo! It sucks Jaden Blue isn't active, but, you know, don't think that he can't climb up the depth chart really quickly. I got the pregame nerves and excitement. Yes, yes, yes. Handoff. This looks like an end around or something. I just missed the end of that. Is that turpentine? That was a turpentine right there. Start Dak or start Bo Nix. I would have probably said this matchup Bo Nix, but Luke, I'm sorry you dropped that during the middle of the breaking news monologue. But I would have said Bo Nix because Bo Nix is a top 5 QB to me. You know, I'm starting Bo Nix over Dak every week practically, so this matchup was kind of tough. Whole blue or drop, depends. Nice little, but don't feel bad. Pickens with his first catch. Pickens doing it live. Whole blue could get Thornton Jr. I mean, this is tough. Hollywood Brown off waivers. I'd probably rather have Thornton Jr. right now over blue, but it's all about opportunity. Which one gets the speedier, you know, path to the opportunity? Javonte revenge tour incoming, maybe Pickens to the moon. Yeah, Carter out, baby. Pickens is definitely gonna have a day because either way, if Lamb is shut down, let's say in this game, Pickens is gonna eat. So we got Javonte with another carry. Javonte looks very, very tough right now. I gotta say, these are good runs. He looks very, very decisive. I like what I'm seeing out of Javonte. I'm not going to lie. We'll see if he holds up and how that's going to look all game long. But I like Javonte. I am hopeful he is a revenge tour candidate here. Would you trade London plus ETN plus Bigsby for Bucky and Jaden Blue? I would probably say yes because I don't know you're guaranteed. But without Tootin, current wide receivers Puka. Current running backs, Bigsby, ETN. Okay, so those are your current running backs, Henderson. I would rather have the Bucky side. Dak throwing a missile down to CeeDee Lamb to the 1-yard line. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Lamb does one of these. He says, does one of these. Dak throwing a missile. Oh, my God. Is the upset going to happen today? Like when Ron Navy called in, everybody just trying to anoint the Steelers or the Eagles easy win tonight. Just going to dominate. You know, they're not going to struggle this year, losing their offensive coordinator. Dak throws a ball, flag, first down. You're going to hold CeeDee Lamb. You hold CeeDee Lamb, you're getting lammed.
Get lammed.
Mm-hmm. You hold CeeDee Lamb, you get lammed. Would you trade London and ETN? I'd rather have the Bucky. I mean, this is tough. I don't know. London, Bucky, they're pretty even. And ETN, Bigsby, you don't know what that's going to be. It could be Blue's the guy. And if you don't have Blue, you know, and then the other side of the coin is like Blue. Tootin. And on the other side of the coin, you got Blue, and Blue's not the guy now, but he could be. I would say this is a tough call. And at the end of the day, with Puka, Amon-Ra, Worthy, I think you're better off having the Bucky side for that team. Thank you for the super chat. Handoff, Javonte, touchdown. Wow, Javonte getting a touchdown in this game. On the ground, Dallas Cowboys taking an early lead. This is what we talked about with Ron before the game. We're talking about earlier today. Could this be the Philadelphia Eagles are not just anointed this team that comes back and has the same defense, the same offense, the same everything, and they might have a struggle bus year. Last time they lost their offensive coordinator, they had a struggle bus year and had to revamp and pull in another offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore, and kind of fix things. So, wow. Dak Prescott marching this team down to the 1-yard line, led by a big CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens catch. This offense looks unbelievable. Let's see how the defense responds. Let's see how good or bad this defense is. And like we said earlier today with Ron on the line, that this could be one of those situations where, yeah, the defense, this might be the Joe Burrow and the Bengals formula. It's like, yeah, you might score 40 on us, but we're going to try and score 41 on you. And how many times can we do that throughout the season? Rate the squad moves: 12 team, 1 QB, 3 running backs, or 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 flex. May T Law. Man, what a drive! Dallas looks unbelievable on offense, especially against the Philadelphia Eagle defense. I mean, let's be honest. This looks Dak and the boys are ready, and if Dak goes down, Joe Milton's gonna serve and answer the call. So let's go. Javonte looking a little crafty right now. And I've said this before, like I am totally rooting for him. I was hesitant and still am to believe that it's not too good to be true. So I will not be claiming that I'm conducting the Javonte train, revenge tour train, but I will be very quick to jump on it if there's still room and I start to feel the vibes. And first quarter feels pretty good. 12 team, 1 QB. Kamara, Chase Brown, Hendy, May, Lamb, BTJ. Yeah, good team. Dunze, Tet, and maybe a Kamara for a better running back. And then this becomes like an 8.5 versus being right now, I would say Frank is like a 7.9 to 8.0. It's still very, very good. Genty, Chase Brown, Sharps, Garendo. Also have Genty. Nice job, my boy. Thank you for the super chat. 3 wide receiver league. Knicks, London, Garrett Wilson, Travis Hunter, Genty, Harvey, McBride, Sharps, Bench, Scat. Look at this. I have a trade offer for Ridley and Trevion Henderson for London. I'd rather have Trevion and Ridley. Ridley's going to have a good enough year that I don't think I make this move. I think you can make maybe another trade that's a little smarter. This $5 hauler from Fitness, appreciate you. Redraft PPR, I have JD5, Hampton, Brees. Okay. Harvey, like it. Sharps, Bigsby, Tootin. Okay. I'm liking what I see here. Braylon Allen, good trade bait. Neighbors, Amon Ra, Garrett Wilson, Hunter, Ingram. Any moves? I'd probably say, Brees Hall and Garrett Wilson for one monster because you have the depth to do it. And try and get an RB like Hendy or Genty or Bucky or HN with the calf strain. Look, HN has risk, but, with the Christian McCaffrey calf news right now, you might see the HN owner freaking out parallel to that news. Drop my backup QB for Ollie Gordon. Running backs are Gibbs, Genty. Love that. I think I read that already, but it makes me happy to see it again. I'll tell you that right now. Skitty. Hey, Skitty. Did you take advantage of this news and trade Brian Robinson? Hey, Skitty, would you take advantage of this news and trade Brian Robinson Jr. and Garendo for DeAndre Swift and Pollard? No, because I don't want DeAndre Swift and Pollard. Would I take advantage of it? Yes, but is that taking advantage of it, or are you getting taken advantage of, Joshua? Because that's a really bad trade. Hold them? Yes. Try and trade them, but try and trade them for better players. No one wants those players. I mean, I would not want those players. I'd wait for something else. Dak, Hampton, Hendy, Harvey, Sharps, Ollie. Look at the team. BTJ, Nico, Pickens, Addison. What a squad. McBride, what do you recommend? I recommend you just sit back and let it happen, bro. I mean, this is quite a team. Maybe you're trading like a Pickens to upgrade Dak into a Josh Allen or Lamar or something. But I'd probably wait. You're going to have to wait now, but let's see what happens and swing back in and maybe look at a QB trade. Jalen Hurts back to pass. Completion. Looks like Dallas Goedert to me. Nice first little play there. I would say with this wide receiver room, with that running back stable that I believe in, with those rookies, with Charbonnet and Ollie fermenting on the bench, with Pickens playing now, and the only player I want to trade of the 3 wide receivers is Pickens, and I love Pickens, so I don't even really want to trade Pickens in general. You're waiting. You've got an 8.0 bare minimum team, my friend. So you're waiting to see what happens this week, and then we'll tackle a trade later. I don't want you doing anything else because you're the only player that I would trade is locked up right now in a game, and that's George Pickens. Okay. Super chats are caught up. Appreciate all of you that dropped super chats. I apologize to anybody that dropped something, about this game, like right before kickoff. It's very, very tough to assume that, someone's going to get handled within 20 minutes with the monologue and having to go through the news, because I can't just stop and read super chats when we're breaking the intro of the show. And they got I apologize for that. Smitty, would you trade London away and receive Trevin Henderson and Ridley per my super chat from before? I did answer that already. Hurts is scrambling. Hurts slides. Okay, short of the first down. I did answer this, though, Crod, before, but it's a 3 wide receiver league, he says. Okay, I don't know that's going to change my answer, but I will certainly pull it back up and just take a gander at it one more time, Crod. So hold on one second. Let's see if I'm not picking up on something here, because, I mean, I know that. It says 3 wide receiver league here. I got it. I understand. But still, I think that at the end of the day, so London, Garrett Wilson, Hunter, Genty, Harvey, McBride. I just don't know. My choice. Okay, Barkley getting a nice little run by Barkley. He looks strong. Hopefully we're not looking at another injury there, though. 430 carries. I just don't like it. But boy, that was a nice looking run. Okay, Eagles, nice blocking. Looks like, was it 12 personnel? Barkley, little pitch to Barkley. Nice little run design. I like that. Barkley to the left. This looks like 11. Devontae Smith in motion. Hurts slings it to Goddard. It is 1st and 10. About 5 yards short. It'll be 2nd and 5. Crod, I don't know that I'm still looking at Ridley. Like, Ridley and Trey Henderson fit, in my opinion. Let's see here. London, Garrett Wilson, Travis Hunter, Genty, Harvey, McBride. So can you not start all 3 running backs? Is that what you're trying to tell me? 3 wide receiver league, I get that. But if you can't use Barkley with a nice first down, I hope he stays healthy this year. Every time Barkley carries the ball, I'm holding my breath. Oh, that wasn't Barkley. Barkley's on the sideline getting a breather. Okay. Shipley's in there. Shipley's in there again. Barkley doesn't look hurt, though, just so you know. Doing the play-by-play, just letting you know. We got, looks like Shipley catches a nice little... Wow, Shipley taking it down to the 5-yard line. Nice little reception. Nice little catch and go. Shipley's coming out. Barkley's coming in. I wonder if they're going to hand this ball off or they're going to tush push from the 4-yard line. I'm looking at this thing. As long as you, Crod, can you start all 3 running backs? If so, then I just still like Hendy and Ridley. And I don't mind trading Ridley in something else to try and upgrade Ridley. Like, that makes sense too. You know? Like Pitts, and you wait till after this week and something happens with one of these other players. But, I mean, what am I not picking up here? Hand off to Barkley. Barkley takes it to about the 3-yard line. 2nd and goal. This is about where you tush push, though. You're getting into that territory where this might be a stolen away run. Remember, Sirianni doesn't care about Barkley scoring a touchdown for you. He cares about getting it in. And if anything, Sirianni loves to score via the tush push because he feels like it's his baby, and it feeds his ego every time they shove this football into the end zone. It feeds his ego very, very much. Okay, so we got Barkley in the backfield. Hand off to Barkley. Doesn't get there. Stuffed. 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do here. 3rd and goal. Should I drop Tootin for Garendo? I don't know that I can give you this okay. If you had Brian Robinson Jr., it makes sense to kind of Jordan Mason Garendo it from last year. But we don't know if Garendo, we just don't know. I would say Garendo needs to be added in a lot of scenarios, but I don't know that I'm necessarily telling you to drop Tootin. I'd rather figure out another way. I like Tootin a lot still, bro. Hurts back to pass. Hurts scrambling to the right. He's going to try and score. He runs, gets in there with his feet. Hurts touchdown. Rushing touchdown. Smitty, I'm trading away. I know you are. I know you are, Crod. What I'm saying is the side that I like better is Ridley and Henderson. Regardless, I don't know what I'm not conveying here appropriately, but I'm looking at your team. As long as you can start 3 running backs, I'm fine with keeping the Hendy or getting the Hendy side, regardless of whether getting it, receiving it, keeping it. Hendy and Ridley are my choice, and I'm trying to trade Ridley away in some other deal. Crowd, I appreciate you. Let me know if I'm still not picking up something. I don't know. Rate the trade. I give Henderson and Downs, or Hampton and Downs for Hendy and Pearsall. I'd rather have Hendy and Pearsall, and then I flip Pearsall immediately. I flip him immediately. That was a nice run by Hurts. Nice run, and that definitely scores some fantasy points. But it definitely vulture Saquon Barkley. Rate my trade. Just did that one. Starters: Mahomes, Gentry, DeMont, Collins, Garrett Wilson, MHJ, Pitts, bench, Allen. Is that Braylon Allen? Olave, Travis Hunter, Gordon, Scattaboo. Crod, am I picking up everything? I'm just confused. Can you start all 3 running backs? Let me know on that. Can you start all 3 running backs? I'll look for your message right now. Just please respond ASAP so I can find it. Tie game, Smitty. Yes, Joel, we know. We're watching it. We're watching the game, Joel. Monty, Collins, Garrett Wilson, MHJ, bench. This is an interesting team, and I love seeing the Hunter and Gordon on the bench because it gives you so much ability to make a trade. I'm probably trading Monty, and especially if Monty scores or has a pretty decent game, I think I'm trading Monty and Garrett Wilson for a slightly better RB. We're talking Kyron. We're talking obviously Achane, who's a scare right now. I think you can go after Achane right now off this Christian McCaffrey news. And there's a Panic Peter out there waiting for you. And even if you wait until after the week and Monty scores, and let's say Achane, he's limited a little bit because of the calf or whatever, you could go after, or just go after Kyron, or go after, Hampton, go after Hendy, go after a player like that to put next to Gentry. And then instead of Garrett Wilson, you're shoving Travis Hunter straight into the lineup. That's the only move to make with this team. That is the easy call. Appreciate you. Do I drop Davis for any of these guys? I will probably say, bro, why you asking me this question? Do I drop Davis for Ollie Gordon? Chris, he's a supernova, Chris. What? Why would I leave a supernova out there on the waiver wire? So yes, that's the answer, Chris. Do it live. Go get Ollie. Go get Ollie. Go get Ollie. And then I think this is the last super chat to get completely caught up. Appreciate you. What's up, Smitty? Let me know if I should ask for more. I traded Worthy, Golden for Rice and Kraft. It's tough because Worthy probably outscores Rice this year, but can you survive? Will you supplement and have the right player in there? You know what I mean? Long enough and add those 6 games to Rice's, and what do you get? Are you getting a higher scoring player than just Worthy? It's hard to say. I think that at the end of the day, you only had Ferguson. Kraft is a nice ad, and Rice is a fantastic fight on the field. Hopefully people aren't getting thrown out of this game, but at least it happened on the kickoff. I don't know. This is a tough one. I think Golden's got a little more value than Kraft, and then I think Worthy right now has more value than Rice. So you kind of took a bath fair market-wise, but I still like it. I mean, I still think it could work out. I mean, per game, if you're 4-2 coming out of the Rice suspension, then it didn't matter, right? Should I start Egbuka or MHJ? I'm going to go Egbuka. Appreciate you. Let me see if Crod responded. Crod, appreciate you, by the way. Crod, I don't see oh, actually I do. Yes, you can. Then I'm staying with the Hendy side of my vote because I still think Ridley's good. And if you could couple Ridley with something else to get maybe something slightly lesser, but still an upgrade from Ridley, then you're getting the best of both worlds in that scenario. So I'm definitely feeling the Ridley Hendy side. Guys, do you like London or Ridley Hendy? Ridley Hendy or London, please vote for Crod. Let's give Crod our full attention because Crod is spending 2 super chats on the one question, so I know it's important to him, and I'm sorry if I'm distracted as I read it and I read the trade backwards. But guys, if I ever say I would definitely take London, and you already have London, and I'm reading the question wrong or whatever, you know my answer. You know what I mean? But it's okay to ask twice because you might be thinking I don't know. We got a major London vote here. Ridley Hendy. Okay, Ridley Hendy's coming in now. London, Ridley Hendy. London's winning by a little bit, though. I'd say like 65% of the votes are London, which kind of surprises me. All right, Dak under center. Or no, is he in the gun? Dak in the gun, sorry. Dak in the gun. Hand off to Javonte, draw play. They're using Javonte a lot. For those just joining, yeah, the London vote, I'd say like 70% London on that vote. So, Crowd, I don't know. I mean, I'd rather have Hendy and Ridley because I think I know I would make a Ridley trade. But if you told me I was stuck with Ridley and no one wanted him, I guess it could influence me a little bit. But I think Hendy and Ridley's a decent amount. But you're right. I mean, if those of you that like London, he's a better rated player in the trade, but doesn't mean Hendy can't be as good. Dak scrambling for his life. Oh my gosh! What? Wow! Oh my! How did they extend that play? You know how they extend that play? You get lammed.
Get lammed.
Wow! Dak Prescott, great scrambling ability. Avoids one sack, avoids a second sack, throws that ball up to where, I mean, you could kind of say it was a dangerous pass, but you're also throwing it in the vicinity of CeeDee Lamb, and that was a great decision because Lamb Chops knows how to lamb people for a living. That's what he does. Handoff back to Javonte. Nice balance attack. I mean, Shoddy's doing a good job here. Lampert, appreciate your $10 hauler. Drop Penix. What's his question here? Drop Penix, Pitts, Tootin, Keenan Allen for kicker, Garendo, Brian Robinson Jr., and Thornton. Keenan Allen. I don't know that I'm dropping Penix Jr., Pitts, or Tootin, though. So Keenan Allen, I guess, for your kicker. I don't know. You'd have to have Garendo and Brian Robinson, and I don't know that I'm dropping Tootin and Pitts for that. I'm not dropping Penix Jr. Okay, it's going to be 3rd and like 2. Javonte had a nice strong run, but just couldn't quite muster up a first down there. So we're 3rd and 2. I wonder what they do. Fangio is trying to design stuff from the heavens. Javonte listening to the call. I'm looking at Javonte's mannerisms. It looks like maybe he's getting the ball. You know, like when you're trying to bluff and you're like, okay, yeah. It's gonna be a draw. What is this? Dak in the gun. Okay, it's a throw. Oh, CeeDee Lamb, get lammed. Wow, Lamb's gonna have like 100 yards. Lamb first down. Wow, the Cowboys are just knifing up this Eagle defense. Oh, you gotta love it. As I told Ron when he was getting off the phone, I'm rooting for the Cowboys to have an upset. This is what you want. That was a good throw. It was a good play design. Dak is looking good, as we knew he would. Dak and Dak in this monstrous attack. Now, Dak hasn't thrown a score yet because they ran the ball in, so you still want the touchdown here. 2 minutes and 18 seconds left in the first quarter. Dak in the gun again, drops back, throws a poorly designed play, I would say. You can do better than that. Flag on the play. 2:08 left in the first. Now, yeah, I mean, I would love for you to have Garendo and Brian Robinson Jr., but at the expense of players that I think could also win leagues like Tootin. And no, I can't condone that. But it's not a bad idea if you can make something else work. Hard to say. Dak, okay. Looks like that might have been Yep, it's going to be 1st and 20. I don't know that you want to give this team another play, though. I'll be honest with you. The way that this game's going, and you CeeDee Lamb and Pickens and how dangerous and tough they are. Dak in the gun again. Okay, another bad kind of short pass swarmed by that Eagle defense. It's like almost feels like it's going to be a loss the way that this group of birds will swarm on you on a check down. Okay, Mahomes, Chase Brown, Hendy, Harvey, Neighbors, Igbuka, Bowers, Gordon, JCM, Benson. Love the squad. Debo, you got a lot of firepower. Probably waiting to make a trade, though. Let JCM do something. Gordon do something. Debo kind of prove himself. Dak just slings it downfield. Oh, Pickens! How did Pickens drop that one? Number 2, he draws a flag, of course. This team is impossible to guard. This offense is impossible to contain with Pickens and Lamb and Javonte looking, good enough. Blue's going to be really good once Blue gets into this lineup. If Javonte gets injured or can't hang on to their job, you just can't contain Pickens. Pickens usually doesn't drop these, but he's being held big time. But that goes, he's one-handed Pickens. You got to put both hands on that. He was trying. He could have maybe got that other hander. His hand was kind of pinned behind his back. Okay. Yeah, that replay showed that holding. Sirianni, don't act like you know ball right now, because right now I don't know. Don't act like that. Oh, that was it a holding? Okay. Look at being wrapped up, Sirianni. What are you talking about? Look like there's some offsides there. Dak rolling to the left, throwing a missile. Sirianni. Why is Blue inactive? Rookie, bro. Rookie's been banged up. They want to make sure he stays healthy. This team is a sleeping giant monster. 8.0 probably out of 10. I'm in a good mood too. So I don't know if that's making me put from a 7.8 to an 8, but Hendy, Harvey, Chase Brown, Mahomes, good team, but probably waiting for that talent to ferment, bro. You have a trade potentially brewing for sure. It's such a good squad. Thank you for the super chat. I don't like all these runs, though. I mean, it's effective. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, I like these runs. Javonte. Wow, Javonte. Is Javonte back? Is Javonte maybe back? I don't want to get too excited here. That was a tough run. First down run by Javonte. Now they're going to run it again. Is Javonte going to score twice in this game already? Dak changing the play. I think he might be looking to adjust here. Are they gonna call timeout? What are they doing? They're just gonna run it out. Yeah, they're just running it. They're trying to get an offsides. 3 seconds left. Dak's pretending. No go, Dak. No go. 12-team Superflex. I have Dak, Kyler, and Penix Jr. QBs. Bijan, Gibbs. Love this. Trade Penix and Gibbs for Chase, Brown, and Mahomes. No. Like if this were like JD5 or Josh Allen, you could hesitate on it. But as much as we love Mahomes, Penix Jr., Dak, and Kyler, like you have a good combo there. I don't know if Mahomes has enough weight there to be getting rid of Gibbs. You know what I mean? I love him, but that's definitely. Jerry looks so happy. Jerry, it's quarter one. Relax. It's quarter one. Things are looking good though for you, Jerry. Jerry, the camera's on Jerry. Jerry thinks that everybody's going, this guy does know. This guy does know how to run an organization. That's what Jerry thinks everyone's thinking right now as they look at him. But no one's thinking that, Jerry. Nobody. Doesn't matter if they win this game. Doesn't matter if everything goes well. No one's looking at you, Jerry, saying you're the reason, Jerry. They're thinking this still happened. Denver was a terrible fit for Javonte. It's true, Golf. I mean, we might see a bounce back. Javonte is running back 2 and blue on my bench. Am I cooked? Steven, I don't know why you'd even ask that question right now when your running back's about to score a second touchdown. Javonte's my running back 2 and blue is on my bench. I think you're probably, right now, you're looking pretty good. I don't know if I'd be freaking out as much. Why are you choosing now to freak out? I mean, Javonte looks pretty good. And he doesn't just look okay. He looks really good running the ball. He looks very strong. That first down. I mean, keep in mind, you guys, we love Javonte as a rookie more than any channel known to Earth. No, any analyst known to Earth. There's nobody higher on Javonte and Breece Hall their rookie seasons, and both ACL injuries in the same year were devastating to the channel. We still landed so much stuff that year, though. I mean, we more than made up for it. But those were two pillars of the offseason content, was Breece Hall and Javonte, and they both suffered injuries, ACL tears. I was gutted. On the channel. And, we've been waiting for Javonte to bounce back, and it's hard to believe this late. You had last year, it didn't work. But they did throw to him a lot. There's a lot of reason to be hopeful right now. And he looks great right now. Sirianni looks like he's about to cry. This looks like it's going to be a handoff to Javonte. Javonte, second touchdown. Well, I'll be. Was that Javonte? Yes, it was. Javonte, 2 touchdowns. I think you're looking pretty good, pal. Wow. What's he got? 2 touchdowns and 50 yards? Javonte, baby. Okay. And the way he read that, too, like, he could have easily been stuffed there, but Javonte just said, okay, I got to go here. This is the best chance for me to score. Let me navigate this space like a magnet. And that was good. I mean, look, 14-7 if this kick goes through. Smitty, talk me through this. T-Law or Mahomes. There's nothing, I mean, look, anything can happen, but you're not sitting Patrick Mahomes. Where did you draft him? What's making you even second guess this right now? Javonte, I'm so excited for him, man. I'm excited for our early call on Javonte, but I'm not going to sit here and claim we've been touting, bounce back all year. We haven't. But I'm starting to feel like maybe that was maybe an oversight, but let's see. I mean, it's early on, but this is the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't care if they're missing a player or two or not. This is still the Philadelphia Eagle defense. It feels like 50 yards. Yeah, what is it, 34 yards? 34 yards and 2 touchdowns. Feeling really good about this right now. Feeling pretty good. Wow. It's Javonte season. Oh, God, we have that somewhere. Hold on, let me find that. Oh, boy, if I could find that. I had that somewhere. It's Javonte season. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for the wonderful memory that you have. We have that here. This is, so everybody called and left voice messages on the phone line, and I put together a song with all of your Javonte season drops, because we were so excited about him. Again, nobody was higher on Javonte as a rookie. Not saying this year. This year I've been kind of holding back, treading water on it, just being as careful as I can be on it. But this may potentially be, this may be one of the funnier bring back songs we've ever had. Here it is.
Do you smell it? This is Javonte.
Let's rock out.
We don't need no reason. We come rumbling, tumbling, stumbling in the end zone. Touchdown is Javonte season.
It's Javonte season. We've been waiting for this all season. Now that Melvin Gordon out, we starting without rhyme or reason. See me running on the field for a Bronco victory. You don't even know me because you didn't listen to Smitty.
Uno, dos, Camera no. Dos y tres, Cuquito no. 4, 5. Michael, dame Levante Williams, Levante para el touchdown. Oh, see.
That was funny. We pieced that together during Javante's should have been breakout season. Then he tore his ACL. That was funny. That was all created from you guys calling in and leaving voicemails. I got CMC and got offered a trade for ETN and James Cook. No. I am cooked, or should I hold? Well, why'd you draft him, Lewis? I told you all offseason. First of all, I don't mean to yell at you, but I don't know that I'm taking Cook and ETN, bro. That guy's trying to take advantage. I mean, what if he's fine? You know, you're gonna throw what you just made your decision. You got to sit. You made your bed. You got to sleep in it. Barkley bouncing out. That was God, he runs so violently. That was a nice like 3 or 4 yard run. Do you still have hope for Jaden Blue? Of course. Like, Dean, why would I not have hope for Jaden Blue? You still have hope for Jaden Blue. If Jaden Blue were in there, he would have balled out. But Javonte probably read some blocks and found some holes that Jaden Blue wouldn't have, through experience found. But Jaden Blue is still very, I mean, the takeaway here is the Dallas offense and the running attack specifically looks great. So whoever's in there is going to do well. So Blue still has lots of upside. Because if Blue starts games, then Blue's going to ball. I mean, that's what we should be looking at here. Little first down throw to our boy Smitty. Smitty calling the Smitty play. I got CMC offered. Oh, here's Lewis. Yeah. Lewis, don't solo. James, rate my team. Penix Jr., London, Garrett Wilson, Rice, Tillman, Genty, Harvey, Hubbard, Sharbs, and Rashard Smith, Ingram, Kincaid. I hate to keep saying trade Garrett Wilson because I'm not necessarily trying to say he can't have a good year. He's always the guy I want to move because he's always like the last wide receiver or something, or the second one. I think there's nothing here to couple him with unless you're going Garrett Wilson and Hubbard for like a top 5 overall player or something. Barkley, nice move by Barkley. God, he's so good. Oh, whoa, Barkley, you're gonna get hurt doing stuff like that. Oh God. What is he doing? Why is he Barkley runs too aggressive. He's going to injure himself. That was just, it's unnecessary. He did like a cartwheel or whatever. I don't know. What is he? That nice stutter step is very Le'Veon Bell-like. Can I see that hit though that he took? Very Lev Bell-like, kind of stop, start, and then they didn't replay it. But he did like a cartwheel and got leveled. His legs were just dangling out there. He's got to stop that. He's got to stop sacrificing his body. He runs way too hard. Goddard can't get the first down. This will be 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1. Could be a tush push here. God, that just unnecessary hits that he takes. He gets himself. It reminds me of Kittle in some ways. Kittle gets himself caught up trying to get that extra couple inches while he's being held onto, and then he just gets leveled or hit in the leg. And Barkley's injury history mixed with his 430 touches, mixed with his aggressive, abusive to himself running style is a recipe that makes me hold my breath every time he runs the ball. I just fear he's going to get hurt. 15 minutes determines the entire outlook of a player's season. Yep. I mean, every minute does. Every second does. Okay. Goddard looks very active. Although Goddard gets injured a lot. So, don't get too comfortable. Goddard will be on the injury report tomorrow morning. As far as like a trade here, I don't know that you have much to move other than Hubbard. And you're just waiting on Sharbs. Charbonnet and Garrett Wilson later gets you something. Right now, there's nothing to move. It just creates a big hole, Will. So my advice is to hang tight. Angus says he just traded Saquon for Javonte. Okay, Barkley probably getting this carry here. Nope, it's a pass. Okay, man, they keep throwing. They keep throwing to their tight ends, and I don't know if any of you are worried about Hurts not throwing downfield. I just feel like Hurts is only throwing these very short plays. He just doesn't feel like he's comfortable. I mean, look, AJ Brown's probably going to get a book out in a second. You know, he might even read while he's at the line of scrimmage. AJ Brown looks very, very bored right now. Will says, Smitty told us all about CMC. We tried. Scrambling. Look, there's no one there. Hurts has got a wide open left side of the field. Straight for a first down. It's like a 12-yard run. All right, phone lines are open briefly.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Saquon getting the carry. Almost had the ball ripped out there. That was a great show of strength there, Saquon. God, he just runs so aggressively. If I had to predict, I'm so worried about this guy this year. I don't know why. Call it a gut instinct, you know? I just see him. He's so ruthless and abusive to his own body. He's so good, though. I mean, Saquon Barkley he's a bowling ball. 7 for 34 on the ground. He runs harder and smoother with the speed than any running back in the league. He's like a freight train, which is kind of it's obviously amazing, but he also puts himself in that where he's like jumping off a ledge without looking what's below him. He does that with his steps, and people have been critical of how I've said this before, but in some of the cases of like his ankle injuries, some of them are his fault, because he'll literally step on his offensive lineman's feet. But he is somebody that doesn't look before he leaps. He literally gets all that momentum, and whatever's in front of him is in front of him, and it doesn't matter. He just, goes forward, and that's where he puts his body, like in that cartwheel situation. Hurts is scrambling all over the place today. Wow! And he's sliding at just the right time. But, wow, Hurts is going to have like 80 yards rushing tonight. But Barkley puts himself in very vulnerable positions. We've already seen at least 2 plays tonight where Barkley's like doing this cartwheel thing where his legs are just out there getting potentially there to get just smashed. Is that Travis? Is that you, Travis, on the line? I think, yeah, Travis.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah, Brandon, just mute yourself real quickly. I'll be right with you, or whoever that is. What's up, Travis?
Not much. On Barkley, I mean, Shipley looks good, so if they can maybe manage, give him the right breathers here and there. And,
yeah, hopefully.
So he doesn't have to carry the ball 350 times this year. That just that alone could save him.
Yeah, hopefully they do.
He'll be elite. He'll be elite until he's not.
Yeah, There's no
worried about him as CMC.
There's no smoother running back in the league. There's no smoother running back in the league than Barkley with the power and speed that he brings to every carry. It's just like a missile being fired out of a cannon. Let me merge this call. Caller, mute yourself, please, so there's no background noise. And make sure that the background stuff's turned off. Make sure you turn that off, and then I'll be with you in a second, bro. Hurts running again. Okay. Let me go to this caller real quick, Travis. The Brandon guy, 973, and then I'll go to the other caller. 973, you're live.
Hey, Smitty, what's up, man? Going back to Thornton on the Raiders, your video earlier, where do you see this guy getting that many targets, dude? You got Bowers, Genty, and Jacoby Myers in the offense. Where are they going to squeeze him in? That's going to
so teams don't throw enough to have their number one wide receiver get enough work. Like if he ends up becoming the number one wide receiver, you got Bowers, yes. You've got Genty, yes. But you think that's all an offense can support? Then how are all these other offenses doing it? You tell me that the Dallas Cowboys are going to throw to Genty. They got Pickens. They got a tight end. I don't understand what you're talking about.
Listen, man, I hope, and I really want it to happen.
I know what you're saying.
realistic.
I know what you're saying, but
When's
it's
the
not.
last time
What
you
you're
saw-
saying doesn't make sense, though. You're saying that this team should not have a wide receiver. That's what you're saying.
No. I'm just saying, with the stats historically of rookie wide receivers. When was the last time you saw one actually get that many targets?
BTJ, Neighbors, Lad McConkey. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Have you been in a coma?
No.
You've been in a coma for years?
140 times.
You've been in a coma?
That had the weapons that the Raiders do currently.
Bro,
That's what I'm saying.
First of all, don't even think to judge it based on last year because they have a new team, a new coach, a new quarterback. Everything's different. They're going to throw the ball enough to say, hey, Brock, let's get Brock the same old usual. Genty's catching maybe 50, 60 balls at probably the most if they're going to run him like I think they're going to run him. Bro, there's tons of yards and targets to go around. You're overthinking this. If they had another elite wide receiver and then we're asking Thornton but Thornton's got to be the number one, and that's the thinking is that he's got the capability of being number one. Not to mention, bro, am I asking him to be a fantasy football wide receiver one? I don't know what you're envisioning that I'm saying. Like, is he going to catch more than 90 balls? No, he's going to catch 65 for 908 touchdowns, or maybe he has 10 and 7 or 8 touchdowns, 6 touchdowns, and like 64 catches, or like, well, I don't know what you
listen.
I don't know what you think.
You're the one saying that he's going to the. You're the one that's saying that he's going to the moon. So I mean,
right. That's a free agent player that could have 6 or 7 touchdowns and let's say 1,000 yards even if everything goes right. So I don't know. I still don't know what you're trying to argue here.
No, it's not an argument. I'm looking for the reinforcements. I'm excited. He's 6'5".
Well, you don't sound excited. You don't sound excited. And in fact, I think I'm going to take away your Thornton card because everything you said is negative calling in. Let me just be negative. I like Thornton. You don't like Thornton, bro. You don't like Thornton at all. You would have called in and you called in completely negative on Thornton. You're like, I like him. 6'5", right at the end.
No. I'm looking for the positive reinforcements. That's all.
Bro, you're looking for it, but you're trying to argue against it. No one's saying he's catching 90 to 100 balls. You're just saying he's not Moon Man worthy is what you just said. You just said you're the one calling him a Moon Man. Yeah, you are. You called it. You called in and said you're the one. Our definition of moon's different. You just said all of this. Everybody heard it.
But at the same time, you said what do you expect of me? He's going to catch 90 catches. You're the one saying he's going to the moon. Then that's what I expect of going to the moon. That he's going to be number one.
Number one. Number one. What? To be a moon man, it's about your It's about your value. It's about exploding from your ADP or your cost of entry. Doesn't mean you have to be a top 12 wide receiver. It's about the value. There are levels to this. There are some players that are on the Moon Man, Saturn, Mars, Jupiter that are top 10, 12 overall picks. But they're going to explode and be consistent and be the guy. If you're looking for somebody in round one, this is the guy in round one you count on. And then we have some guys that are deeper. We have other calls like Thornton. He's a free agent, bro. Like, what more do you want? It's not good enough that if he's maybe 1,000 yards even, 68 receptions and 6 to 7 touchdowns, that's not good enough for a waiver wire wide receiver?
No, I'm saying in all my time of watching you, I've never actually heard the definition of Moon Man. Maybe you haven't done it too frequently, but the definition helps. So I appreciate it.
All right. Well, Brandon, I mean to yell at you, but it sounded a little anti-Thornton, and then you tried to jump on the Thornton train right at the end. That's all it felt like.
You're gonna hear from me again. I'm calling back.
All right. All right, Brandon. Later. Thick skin. All right. Patrick, you're live real quick, and then back over to Travis.
Hey, Smitty, thanks for all you do. Real quick, I'm starting London, Pitts, and Bijan. So do you start Penix or T-Law, and then Hampton or Hendy? Thanks, bro.
Hendy and Penix Jr., but, I mean, we're talking about, like, splitting hairs. Hampton is going to have a good game. He's starting, by the way. There's a lot of people spreading a lot of fake news about Najee starting. It's not true. But I'd probably go with Hendy. I mean, what we've seen of Hendy so far, just a weapon.
Full PPR, too.
Yeah, and his his ability to catch passes, and but it could go either way. There's no doubt about it in my mind that there's two worlds where like Hampton has a great game and Hendy has an okay game, or Hendy has a great game and Hampton has an okay game, or the other world where they both do well, or the other world where they both do bad. I mean, it's they're rookies. It's their first game, and sometimes game script can really screw any player. So we just can't bet the house on it, on either exploding. But yeah, and then as far as the T-Law, look, T-Law is going to look a lot better. A lot of short yardage stuff. He's going to look like a new man. And this is Liam Cohen. Liam Cohen is all about that short designed, production that T-Law didn't even get to throw at all last year. So T-Law is going to look as accurate as can be because he's just going to, here, BTJ, here, Travis Hunter. He's just going to let me get the ball to you immediately, and then you take it downfield. So there will be it could be one of those things where T-Law has 3 or 4 touchdowns and 250 yards, and it's just great. But it also, I don't know that I'd expect that right away. I do think that the Falcons, that's going to be a freaking air show. And I think that no matter what happens with the game, Penix Jr. is either going to have to throw his way back into the game or to stay in the game. But you never know. And you're dealing with 2 different potential outcomes. I'm going to hang up on you because we got a lot of background noise. But you can listen. There's going to be a lot of gunslinging, I think, in that Atlanta game. But this is 2 scenarios where you got Penix Jr. and you got T-Law, both unknowns right now. One being that he's being revamped and revitalized in T-Law, and then the other's, an unknown rise of a player that we don't know where his ceiling or cap is. But I'm gonna say total air show in that contest, that a Falcons game. But we'll see. Travis, what do you hear? What do you say?
With Javonte, I took him in a lot of leagues this year. I'm the same as you. I've been a fan of him, but I like him and I'm rooting for him, but you couldn't commit 100% on the guy. But where he was going, he was, especially if you drafted in the last couple of weeks,
he was free.
He was the starting running back, and he was free.
Yeah.
Like Marsman, everyone was getting ripped off the board. I took him in the 10th round just because he was a star, And then you can always grab Blue late too, still, with the ankle injury. So
yep.
If you have the 2 of them, and again, depending on what your league is and everything, I don't know my experience with them now. Depending on the league, you either sell high because some people get desperate, or just hold them and see what happens.
Yeah.
Because in this offense, with how much you throw, there's going to be room to run.
Yep. All right, Travis, I'm going to jump because I'll be back at the end of the show, or at the end of the game.
Yep.
All right, appreciate you, bro. Later. All right, I'm going to close the phone line out. We'll be back. I got to read these super chats too, but we'll be back after this game too. Scotty Dew says, should I trade away Barkley for Genty? I would rather have Genty in something because the fair market value commands it. But in a vacuum, I do feel like wait for this game to play out. Let's just see what Barkley does the rest of this game. But I do think Genty is gonna. Oh wow, Dak escaping! Wow, good for Dak. Good for Dak. That was a great escape artist. Dak Prescott in motion there. Get Lamb. Thank you, Snoopy. Appreciate you dropping the
Get Lambed.
Wow, that was impressive. I think Miss Smitty got the food here. Let me see if she ordered this food. Food's here. Okay. I'm going to probably be on Instagram, too, in a little bit. Pick 2 wide receivers in a flex. Garrett Wilson and Ibuka, Hunter, Debo, Harvey. Probably going to go Ibuka and Hunter and Debo for safety, if that's me. Chat, can you vote? Can you guys pick 2 wide receivers? Ibuka, Hunter, Debo, Harvey, Wilson. Pick 2 in a flex. Why is Javonte not getting carries right now? Is he already hurt or something? Or are they just mixing it around? I'm going to go Ibuka, Hunter, Debo. All 3 of those middle line guys on the middle line there. D-Flow, appreciate your $20 holler. D-Flow coming in strong here at the end of the show.
Alert. Super chat alert.
let's see here. Hurts, Kyren, Harvey, Puka, BTJ, Warren, McMillan, Gordon, Sharps. Javante's back. Okay. Wow. He still looks really good. He looks really smooth. It's a good squad. Hurts, Kyren, Harvey, Puka, BTJ, Tyler Warren, Tet McMillan, Gordon, Charbonnet. Like every one of you guys, almost every single one of you have Charbonnet and Gordon. I'm proud of you. But that value can't be moved yet, but it's a good bargaining chip later. Every team, almost every team's got Gordon and Charbonnet. Almost every time. Proud Papa. But not movable yet, unless you go to the Walker owner and just get them to pay early, pay advance. You know, Tet McMillan and Charbonnet to the Walker owner for a wide receiver or a running back. CD Lamb doing CD Lamb type things. They're saying it hit the ground. Lamb's not arguing, so probably did. It's going to be, is this going to be second or third down? So Lamb, oh, yeah, that hit the ground. Okay, so you're probably waiting. BTJ Puka not moving that. Tyler Warren not moving that. Kyren Hurts not moving that. Harvey probably not moving that either. So the only thing to really do, and I assume that Tet McMillan's your flex. And even if he isn't, I'm still very tempted at some point. You could try Tet McMillan and Harvey now. Or Tet McMillan and Kyren now to go get, you know, that Gibbs or something. Oh, almost an INT. That was kind of a reckless throw. 3rd and 10. Almost a pick. 14-14, 2:43 left. So, but the real meal ticket here is to trade Ted and Gordon or Ted and Sharps later. You know, or Harvey and Ted if, let's say, Gordon is the guy you want to throw into the lineup. I'll be back. Appreciate every single one of your super chats. Snoopy, thank you. Thank you for those $20 haulers. Appreciate that last second $20 hauler drop. My boy, D-Flow to the moon. Thank you for the $20 hauler. Somebody else dropped one earlier, I believe. Thank you so much for the super chats. Dak throwing a missile into the end zone. Pickens, a little over his head. It'll be 4th down. All right, I'll see you all after the game for the recap show.
Dak attack. Dak attack.
Does anybody think we'll eventually have to redo that video and it'll be like, oh, Milton attack. Oh, Milton attack.
Dak attack. Dak attack. Lamb. Pickens. Lamb. Pickens. Dak attack.
Milton attack. Milton attack. Milton attack. Milton attack. Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Live additionally whenever big news breaks. Christian McCaffrey, real quickly before I hit this end button. Christian McCaffrey, calf injury, limited in practice. Could be nothing. Could be everything. We'll be back to talk about that after the game. Live whenever news breaks. Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Additionally, live at midnight Eastern every single night practically. See you all later.